All right, we're back with another Chase or Not. Today we're going to be looking at Primeval Bounty. When you cast a non-creature card, create 2 beast tokens. So this is a really interesting card for me because there are not very many cards that are not creatures that let you create tokens from casting a card. And this is really good for a couple different things. For one, it gives you nice looping potential because of a card named Satoru. We've talked about it a lot, but whenever a creature is summoned to the board, Satoru draws a card, and then you get 4 mana. So if you have the room and you're casting a card, you're gonna get 4 beast tokens out of that. Or sorry, you're gonna get 2 beast tokens, and you're going to gain that 4 mana, but you're actually going to be gaining 8 mana if there's enough room in your hand. So that will in turn help you keep your deck moving because you're going to be able to fill cards in the first slot in your hand with mana. And then if you're playing the right cards, you'll be able to put more mana into the rest of your cards with this. So it's a really interesting way of using Satoru. But so I'll get into that one first. But I'm also looking forward to sharing with you the other combo that you can do with them, which is going to be with um, Garruk Unleashed. So, why is Garruk Unleashed really good to use with him or with this support? Because your first non token creature gains Leader Beast, and then you create 3 beast tokens. So, this means every time you cast a non creature card, you're going to be reinforcing your beast leader. So that can get really strong really fast. And as far as I know, this is the only way to give your creature beast leader. But that's an excellent candidate for it. So let me show you first the looping deck. It isn't like a infinite loop, but it does loop decently well. So we got Satoru the Infiltrator and Primeval Bounty. That's going to be the best part of, or that's really going to be the engine that drives this deck. But we also got Phenomenon Investigators and Myojin of Night's Reach. So why do I have 3 creatures and a creature token generator? Because of Reclaim. What we're going to be able to do with Reclaim is a couple things. We're going to be able to get mana from destroying our creatures, and that will leave a slot for another creature to fill. And Myojin of Night's Reach, when we destroy it, your opponent's going to be discarding all their cards from their hand. So we're going to put in some hand hate here. That's hopefully going to help keep things moving. Convert to Slime is a card I pulled not that long ago. It's really cool because it will because in looping decks it will just auto cast. So you don't necessarily have to have things on the board for it to cast. So that means it won't stop your loop by gunking up your hand by being full and with no target. So um, it's just a good all purpose spell card that can destroy things on your opponent's side and then just help keep things going. And then everything else, are things you've seen from me used a lot. Tribute to Hunger, Mystical Teachings, Template Discovery. Those are all going to be good ways to gain mana to keep our loop going. Ripples of Undeath is only in here because I want to try and get to her third ability so that when we destroy our creatures with Reclaim, the creatures in our hand get the benefit from it. So let me show you how this deck works. We got Mystical Teaching. Okay, Satoru into Mystical Teaching. That's a great start. And we should be able to cast it on the next turn unless something funky happens. Okay, yeah, so we got Mystical Teachings. Let's see what we can grab. Tempt with Discovery, perfect. Then we're going to grab something else with our Mystical Teachings. The next one we play, so we'll grab a Myojin. Ripples of Undeath, that's good. See if we can... Um, we'll grab a Reclaim and then save it. We don't want to use it on anything we have here yet. We could also use it on her Quagmire tokens. This also helps to fuel our hand here. Yeah, okay. So we'll reclaim the Quagmire, get some mana from that, put the Myojin down, reclaim that, destroy his hand. We get another Myojin in our hand, get a little bit of mana. And there's our Primeval Bounty, and we definitely want that on the board for us. But we also want this Ripples of Undeath because that'll help us gain some loyalty here, hopefully. Okay, Bounty comes down, and we get some ways to put more mana into our hand with the Phenomenon Investigators. I don't mind switching out the Phenomenon Investigators with Myojin and vice versa. It's best when I could take advantage of the Reclaim, but doing that is totally fine. Some more hand hate just for swapping him out, which is kind of nuts if you really think about it. That actually makes him a pretty decent fourth creature in most decks. If all he has to do is leave the battlefield and you trigger it, you don't have to destroy him. That's kind of insane. Get the Zendikon token down, and that fuels up our creatures. Put the Myojin down, sure. Get some mana. Discard hand. And then we just build up our creatures this way. Could spam her other abilities if you want. Throw in Myojin. Sure, grab a Tribute to Hunger, get some mana out of that. So it's basically a better PMA Bone Miser. Um, I don't remember exactly what PMA Bone Miser does, to be honest. Like, right off the top of my head, I've used it a decent amount of times, but um, for some reason I can't think of it off the top of my head what it's doing. But good to see you in here. Gotta say that too. Are you talking about? Oh, are you talking about Myojin? Maybe that's why I'm confused. Because I was thinking of Primeval Bounty. I was like, does Bone Miser do a bunch of stuff I don't not work remembering? Okay, yeah, I guess maybe you didn't watch when I did my Chaser Not on the Myojin, but let me look at the Bone Miser real quick. So Myojin Knight's Reach. When this creature leaves the battlefield, your opponent discards all cards that can be discarded from their hand. And then Bone Miser. This card is moved to the battlefield or the graveyard. Your opponent discards the last hand. Yeah, because it's easier to trigger and it discards more than just their one card. So that's pretty solid. And then I'll show you this Gark deck real quick too. Does this one have Primeval Bounty? Yes. So we're going to use Primeval Bounty to massively reinforce our creature. Whichever one ends up in the first slot doesn't really matter. Galta wins faster, but Ulamog helps with defense, so it's just whatever comes up first is fine. Cryptics. And even if we don't get the if we don't get to the creatures that early, the beast can really build up if you're casting enough cards at a time. You're actually going to be able to get a solid stack of beasts out of this. Use Garg fairly often. Yeah, he's good. With this card, it makes him even more fun too. So, okay, we're gonna do Predator's Trail. It's let's see, Simulation Aegis. So we're not gonna get our ETBs. Actually, yeah, we can. Beast will take up the first slot. We'll throw Ulamog down and get rid of his Aegis there. That's good. See if we can ramp into a second here. Okay, almost. Go there. Okay. Okay, we're going to get a huge Ulamog on the next turn and possibly win um, if we survive or if Ulamog survives. Or really, either one of them. Oh, Valia. That sucks. Grabbed all my beasts away from me, but let's see if we get them back. Oh, it looks like we had doubling season down as well. So we're going to 4x every turn or every card casted there. And yeah, that's how that goes. But even if you don't have doubling season, um, a 2x reinforcement on a creature just for casting a card is plenty strong. Oh, Paladin Ramen, look at this. Jesus. So we got doubling season Fangs of Colonia, which is like my favorite new aggro combo. Wow, that was a good starting cascade. Can we get to his third? Yeah, oh my god. And they're going to let us do this. Now we just need a Primeval Bounty. Kind of want to put Ulamog down for some defense first. Okay, Primeval Bounty. I kind of want to have a little bit of fun. So I will wait on that Fangs of Colonia / doubling season. We're going to do it now. Okay. And we are going to win. Oh, wait. Ah, shoot. I need to get to a second ability. Oh, well. I forgot that we got to do that. But we're going to win here anyway. So, yeah, even without having a leader beast down, the beast tokens can get pretty big pretty quickly. That was just after one turn. It was a 45 beast. Um, I kind of want to go back and run that Nissa deck one more time. I just want to see how well it stands up to um, a wider variety of decks here. Mystical Teachings into Satoru into Myojin. Okay. Okay, and then a Phenomenon Investigator as well. That's pretty good. Let's see, Tempt. Yes. Good, good, good. Exactly how I wanted it to go. That's fantastic. Another Mystical Teachings. To Tribute to Hunger. We'll wipe out his hand with Myojin / Reclaim. Into another Mystical Teachings. Tribute to Hunger. Let's see. Okay, Primeval Bounty, great. And Ripples Undeath, also great. Get a little bit of mana. Don't need to. I could reclaim my beast too if I wanted to. Get a little bit of mana out of that. But yeah, what a great start so far. I don't. Let's see. Can I ramp into my template discovery if I kill my beasts? Maybe. Yeah. I wasn't totally sure we would, but there you have it. Make sure I don't lose all my shields off of it, so I'm grabbing some Primeval Bounties. Okay, what do we got? Could reclaim the Myojin and get something out of it. We'll also use our third ability to put some power on that Satoru. See, it stalls sometimes, but it's not that big a deal if it does. What we will do here is actually take out some of our cards here, create some swamp tokens, feel our hand a little bit. Then we do Tribute to Hunger, throw down a Myojin. Pumps up our creatures, but we can make them discard. Get some more cards going. We actually didn't need that Myojin. I just kind of did it for the hell of it. it kind of helps to practice the motions of a loop sometimes, just so that you play it correctly later when you need to. Okay. Still an extra swap? Well, we could win here. Doesn't matter. Just grab a reclaim and not use it. So yeah, that went pretty smoothly, that loop there. And yeah, it's a fun one. I was just so waiting for Satoru to get a way to create um continuously create tokens without having another creature on the board, and that gives you a little flexibility when it comes to what you could do there in terms of your other creature. So, like if I had a creature on there that um, gave all your creatures haste, that's another way of going about it, or anything like that. So, pretty neat there. And so, yeah, those are my two favorite ways of using it. If there are others out there, I'm sure other people might find it. But yeah, is this card chase or not? Well, I think if you like those kinds of decks, I gave you two really cool but really different ways of using it. So for me, knowing this, if this was if I were somebody else watching this video, I would look at it and be like, oh, that's actually a really cool card. I want that in my collection. Then yeah, it's worth it for you. But if you're not, if you saw this and thought, those decks aren't really for me, then don't go chase it. But I think this will be a chase for maybe half the players, and the other half will not care at all about it. So I don't know. Roy, if you're still around, what do you think? Would you chase this card or not? I'm just kind of curious what you think. Um, just trying to think of if there's anything else I want to do with it. It is an enchantment. Can maybe play it in green white. Maybe do things with it there. But I don't know. You know, I'd have fun with it. Yeah, for sure. I definitely feel like you and I play style overlaps enough to want to kind of mess with it and have fun. Um, but yeah, so there is my verdict on it. I would say it's going to be a chase card for some people and not for others, but I think it is a really good card no matter what. It might not be your style, but it is a really good card. So um, keep this one relatively short and sweet, but thank you guys for hanging out. Yeah, I will see you in the next one.